Good morning, students. Today topic is steps in RDNA technology. Before going to the steps, first of all, we have to know the definition of the RDNA technology, and we have to know the some basic terminology. Then only we can understand the topic. So first of all, definition. It is a technique used in genetic engineering that involves the identification, isolation, and insertion of gene of interest into a vector molecule that may be used as a plasmid or cosmid or whatever it may be to form a recombinant DNA molecule, and production of large quantities of this gene of interest or desired gene or product encoded by the gene. So this is the definition of RDNA technology. So the main motto of RDNA technology is the production of large quantities of the desired gene clone or the product encoded by the gene. So we already know that cell contains nucleus. If we zoom the nucleus, it contains genetic material. So for example, if you take chromosomes are thread-like structures that are made up of with the DNA. So if we zoom the chromosome, we can see the DNA. This is the double helix DNA. Clear? So if we zoom the DNA, we can see the gene. Gene is nothing but a segment of 1,000 nucleotides. Nucleotides means sugar base, phosphate and nitrogen base. So these nucleotides constitutes, that means 1,000 nucleotides constitute a gene. So gene is the hereditary unit, that means it carries information from one generation to another generation. So a specific gene codes for a specific protein. For example, in this topic, for example, if you take insulin gene is produced into a number of copies. The product encoded by the insulin, nothing but insulin hormone. If you want to produce bulk quantity of hormone or if you want to produce bulk quantity of insulin gene, what are the main steps involved in the production of insulin gene? That means clone of insulin gene. So coming to the steps in RDNA technology, identification, first step is the identification and isolation of gene of interest or DNA fragment to be cloned. So in this step, we have to identify and isolate the desired gene. And coming to the second step, insertion of this isolated gene into a suitable vector. And third step is introduction of this vector, that means the vector containing the desired gene into a suitable host organism. And the fourth one is a selection or nothing but isolation of the transformed recombinants with gene of interest. And fifth one is the multiplication or expression of gene of interest. And next one, the first step. The first step says that identification and isolation of gene of interest. Okay, so that means first of all, the first step in RDNA technology is to isolate the desired DNA. So in its pure form means free from other macromolecules. So if you want to isolate insulin gene containing DNA, that means the eukaryotic cell DNA is first of all extracted in pure form. Normally, DNA exists within the cell membrane along with other macromolecules as their impurities such as RNA, polysaccharides, proteins or lipids. So it must be separated and purified, which involves enzymes such as lysozymes, proteases, cellulases, and other enzymes. So we have to remove all these impurities, and other macromolecules are also removed by using enzymes and other treatments. We can remove these impurities, and ultimately finally the addition of ethanol causes the DNA precipitation. That means DNA is precipitate out as thin threads. So then it is spooled out to give purified DNA. So there are number of processes to obtain, to isolate desired gene. For example, if you take genomic library, cDNA library, if you know the sequence, we can chemically synthesize the desired gene. Or if you the number of copies of the desired gene is not enough for cloning, then we go for polymerase chain reaction. For example, in case of insulin gene, this is our gene of interest, nothing but desired gene. This gene is obtained, that means this gene is isolated from the genomic library. So this gene is then inserted into a suitable vector, and then this insulin gene containing vector is introduced into the particular host organism. And restriction enzymes are nothing but these are the molecular scissors that cleave the DNA at specific locations, specific sites. So these reactions are called restriction enzyme digestions. So these enzymes cut the DNA at specific sites when we provide some optimal conditions. Normally, agarose gel electrophoresis technique reveals the progress of restriction enzyme digestion. So, as we already know that this technique is mainly involves the application of current. That means the negatively charged DNA travels to the positive electrode and is separated based on size. Electrophoresis mainly separates the DNA fragments based on the size. This allows the separating and cutting out the digested DNA fragments. The vector DNA is also processed using the same procedure. And the second step is insertion of this isolated gene into a vector. What is vector? Vector means any DNA molecule that has the ability to replicate inside the host cell to which desired gene has integrated for cloning. So there are number of vectors. For example, if you take plasmids, cosmid, bacteriophages, yeast artificial chromosome, bacterial artificial chromosomes, all these are used as a vector. So vector should have some characteristics, some properties. It should have origin of replication. You should have the selectable marker genes. Okay, once we obtain purified DNA and the vector of interest, these are cut with the same restriction enzyme. That means purified DNA and the vector, these two DNA molecules are cleaved with the same restriction enzyme. This gives us the cut fragment of DNA, that means cleaved DNA, and the cut vector. That means that is now open. So these cleaved DNA fragment and the vector molecules, these two are joined together by the enzyme DNA ligase. This process is called ligation. After ligation, the resulting DNA molecule is a hybrid of two DNA molecules. One is from desired gene and another one is the vector. So hence this new type of hybrid DNA molecule is called as recombinant DNA molecule. Why? Because this recombinant means is the recombination of the two DNA fragments from two different species. And next, third step is the introduction of this vector into host organism. In this step, the recombinant DNA is introduced into a specific recipient host cell, mostly a bacterial cell, by using the process transformation. Transformation means a genetic alteration of cell resulting from the direct uptake and incorporation of the exogenous, that means external genetic material from its surroundings through the cell membrane. Normally, bacterial cells do not accept foreign DNA easily. Therefore, they are treated to make them competent to accept new DNA. The process used may be thermal shock, calcium ion treatment, electroporation. These are used to facilitate exogenous genetic material to move into the bacterial host cell. And fourth one is the selection of the transformed recombinants with gene of interest. After introduction of recombinants into a suitable host, we have to select the transformed recombinants. That means those contains our desired gene. The transformation process generates a mixed population of transformed and also non-transformed host cells. That means the two types of host cells will generate. The selection process involves filtering the transformed host cells only. This selection process only filters the transformed host cells. For isolation of recombinant cell from non-recombinant cell, marker gene of the plasmid vector is used. For example, by introducing a selectable marker gene, for example, ampicillin resistant gene containing vector is used into the bacterial cells, the colonies that have successfully taken up the plasmid will most likely develop a resistance against that particular antibiotic. That means normally bacteria is unable to grow on the ampicillin containing medium, but when it uptakes the recombinant DNA containing ampicillin resistant gene, this bacteria colonies will survive and they can be isolated and propagated and used for subsequent downstream experiments. This image explains, that means this plate contains three types of recombinants. For example, this plate contains this white colored colonies means these are non-transformed colonies. That means they do not uptake any recombinant DNA molecule. This red color colony indicates these are transformed with non-recombinant vector. That means they are transformed but they do not contain any recombinant vectors. And third one is the transformed with recombinant vector. That means they are transformed. That means these bacterial cells uptakes the exogenous material. That means desired gene containing vector molecules are introduced into the host cells. And next one, this picture explains the complete process of the recombinant DNA technology. That means up to now, whatever the steps are discussed, all these steps are explained in detail in this picture. This diagram explains all the steps we have already clear. So first of all, E. coli bacterium. E. coli bacterium contains bacterial chromosome. Along with bacterial chromosome, it contains extra chromosomal material, that is nothing but plasmid. This plasmid must be isolated from the bacteria. Why? Because this plasmid is used as a vector. This vector is nothing but it carries the genetic material, that means desired gene, into a particular host cell. Why? Because this vector is able to replicate inside the host cell. That's why we are using this plasmid as a vector. And in case of this is our DNA, that is nothing but insulin gene, desired gene containing DNA. First of all, the cell with DNA containing gene of interest. So this DNA must be isolated and purified. Once the DNA is isolated, this isolated DNA is cleaved with the same restriction enzyme. Some fragments are produced. Then we go for electrophoresis. Different sized fragments are produced. So this gene of interest containing fragment is also cut with the same restriction enzyme. So this is our gene of interest. That means this gene is responsible for producing recombinant for producing insulin hormone. And this plasmid and this gene, these two DNA molecules are joined together with the help of ligase enzyme. That means combined targeted fragment, nothing but gene of interest and plasmid DNA. These two are, that means they are they by adding DNA ligase which closes the circle with covalent bond. That means whatever the gaps nicks are formed during recombination, so these gaps nicks are sealed with DNA ligase. This process is called DNA ligation. So this is our gene of interest. So this is a recombinant DNA. So this is the gene of interest and this is the vector DNA molecule. Once recombinant DNA is produced, this recombinant DNA molecule is introduced into a particular host cell, that is nothing but bacteria. That means put plasmid into bacterium by using a mechanism transformation. So this transformation process will facilitated by using heat shock or calcium ion or electroporation treatment. So all these mechanisms are discussed in later class in detail. Then these bacteria containing recombinant DNA, this bacteria are allowed to reproduce by using binary fission mechanism. This bacteria produce number of clones, that means clone of cells. So all these bacteria contains a recombinant DNA molecule. In this way, we can obtain a clone of cells. That means along with cells, we can also obtain clone of insulin gene. Then fifth step is the multiplication or expression of gene of interest. Once the process, that means once the selection process is completed, then we go for multiplication of that gene, or if you want to know the expression of that gene of interest. The objective of gene cloning is either to make numerous copies of the desired gene or to produce the protein coded by the desired gene. The inserted gene along with the vector will replicate inside the host so that many copies of the desired gene is synthesized. For expression of desired gene, gene expression vector is used. That means the vector contains some control elements like promoter, operator. In this way, the product is synthesized in mass cultures in large quantities. This is how insulin is produced in large quantities in cell cultures. Clear? So, gene cloning is mainly used to produce desired gene into a number of copies or to produce the product encoded by the desired gene. So this is about the steps, the 5 steps mainly used the DNA technology. And whatever the tools, that means for example if you take restriction enzymes, vectors, so all these topics, the vectors and restriction enzymes and what are the gene transfer mechanisms, all these topics are discussed in detail in later classes. Okay, thank you.